Hello. Welcome to paradise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the We Got Y'all podcast. I am your girl, Ray P. Of course, I am not here alone. I am joined by my amazing co-host, uh, ride or die, come through in the clutch, meet my crazy schedule, savior. Hiring. What's going on, K Rich?
Uh, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Always a pleasure. I definitely appreciate you,
Always
y'all. Thanks for tuning
welcome.
in.
Mhm.
As always, we're here to discuss Paradise Season 2, the finale, Exodus. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Um, Rachel, before we get into opening thoughts, I do want to give a little bit of credit and shout out to the cast and the
Yeah.
crew. Shout out to the writer or the director of the episode, Hanel M. Culpepper, written by John Hoberg and Sina Haddad, and created by Dan Fogman. And of course, we know it stars Sterling K. Brown, Julianne Nicholson, Sarah Shahi, and many, many more. But we are here to talk about season 2, episode 8, as I mentioned. The synopsis of the episode: worlds collide, time is of the essence for Xavier. Link and his team spring into action. Sinatra puts it all on the line. Uh, this was an interesting episode in the fact of the events that took place.
Mhm.
And I'm sure we'll talk about it. The way I'm approaching this is I kind of want to highlight some of the big moments and some of the things
Okay.
that took place because a lot of this had you on edge, but also was a little bit disappointing
For
in the
sure.
sense of there's so much stuff I want the answer to right now, but they're setting it up for season 3. So one of the things that I want to say is Paradise took the turn to sci-fi, and I don't think we saw that starting out with the show. So when you're watching season 1, episode 1, the potential is there,
Mm.
but you're more in the dystopian world, which some people could say they live in the same space. But
Mhm.
we've officially gone sci-fi, and the time travel is really it's divisive for people because I think a big part of it is the Marvel of it all. I kind of mentioned that where you have this multiverse saga. They had a whole saga of it where multiple movies where people are living in different timelines in different places. So we kind of seen it before as a greater audience. And a
Mhm.
lot of people are like, man, I just wish it was something different. Y'all kind of throwing me off with this. I want to know if you feel the same, where the direction of the show has you feeling, I don't want to say down, but a little bit like, huh.
Okay. What I have concluded is I already rewatched season 1. And I
Yeah.
guess it's we are a little delayed recording this week. I could have and probably should have rewatched season 2
Okay.
prior to the in its entirety prior to the finale. I will need to rewatch season 2 in general again because I can't make heads or tails of what the fuck this has been. There are episodes that I thoroughly enjoyed, episodes that left me wanting more, needing more, being disappointed. And I think that's kind of where I am with the finale. And I did something I usually try not to do, which is before we record, which is get in the comments and see what people are saying. And
Yeah.
I think there really is a mixed bag of nuts. There are people who are absolutely praising the finale and where it's gone, and those totally obliterating it. As far as the direction of the show, I am one of those people that tends to lend into like dystopian, sci-fi, doomsday. All of that is kind of same tree, different branch to me.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely shocked there. Howsoever, I didn't know that we were getting a time travel situation.
Yeah.
At season 1, I didn't think that's where we were going. End of the
Yeah. That's
world,
it.
absolutely. But time manipulation and all of that, I
Yeah,
wasn't really expecting that. Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's the issue I think for a lot of people. It's
Mm-hmm.
where you start this series, you don't expect it, and it's not that it's a bad thing. So the way I look at it is, I have enough faith because like you,
Yeah.
I rewatched season one
Mm-hmm.
um, before we started season two, and I was blown away at how much it still held up, like how much I
Yeah,
still
for
liked it and
sure.
how good the writing was, and it was like,
For
okay, then
sure.
this wasn't some just flash in the pan,
Mhm.
something new, and we all liked it. Like, oh, this is actually a good show, and even the season one finale, I was a little bit lukewarm on, like the
Mhm.
librarian and all this other stuff. It felt like a setup. And one thing about this show and reading on it and finding out more information, we've already talked about this was made to be a trilogy. It's made for 3 seasons, right? Not only that, but Dan Fogelman already has. There's certain moments that he's put within the show that had to happen. Right? He's
Mhm.
like, this is important to the way the story ends. And allegedly, he's told Sterling K. Brown multiple times over the past couple of years what the final scene of the series is going to be.
Mhm.
And that always makes me a little bit cautious because the execution of it needs to be flawless. I always think about How I Met Your Mother, which is a little bit different. It's a sitcom. I don't know how long How I Met Your Mother was supposed to go, but I think it
Mhm.
turned into a different show than what they planned on. But they
Okay.
always had this idea for how that show was going to end, and it didn't work. It just
Mhm.
didn't work, and it kind of tarnishes. I don't want to say it tarnishes the legacy, but it does take it out of a different tier of television show because of the ending. Um,
With what's the
I
face
don't think
going back after Robin.
yeah, like you build up all the, you literally spend an entire season, like however many episodes was going on. That might have still been the 22 episode seasons. You spend all
Mhm.
that just for everything to be undone in one episode in the finale. It just didn't make any sense. Now, like I said, completely different show, completely different set of circumstances. I have faith that Paradise is going to nail it. I think they're going to
Mhm.
go ahead and get it done. I just didn't see it. So I have more questions than answers. If you're going to do time travel, that's cool. I just would have never guessed we were going to get to time travel when I was watching season one. Even the
Mhm.
beginning of season two, I never guessed we were going to
Yeah.
get to it. It was almost the time travel's keeping it alive for another year. Like you could have
Mhm.
ended it with this season almost if you didn't include that element. But now it's something you really have to get into. So who's alive, who's not? Did Sinatra really sacrifice herself? We talked about Jane not really being dead. She may
Mhm.
be dead in one parallel, but maybe not in the other one. We
Mhm.
don't know if Dylan really is her son, if she wants him to be so badly. There's all types of stuff. And the whole, which Xavier made it out? Is it the Xavier that was in there, or is this a different Xavier that came? I have no idea.
Mhm.
And I don't like thinking about all that shit. I just like to know what's going on. Now it's like, how many Xaviers are there? There are 5 of them that we about to meet next year. But I do think, like I said, I
Not
do have
Dark
faith.
Matter.
Yeah, like it was weird. But I 100% believe that it's all going to be explained and well done in season 3. We just got to wait. So that's kind of my stance on the overall, I guess, finale as a whole. And I enjoyed season 2. If I had to give it a letter grade, I'd probably give it a B plus. I enjoyed, maybe a B. I'll give it a B. Not I didn't enjoy it as much as season 1, but I still enjoyed it more than what probably the average person did.
Okay.
And I think season 3 will atone for it. I really think they're going to knock season 3 at the park, and they're going to land this plane perfectly.
I'm with that. I think if I'm giving it a letter grade, I am honestly toggling between a C plus and a B minus for season
Okay.
2.
What
But
is it that didn't? Let me
I
ask you. What is it that didn't?
I don't know. Just I can't pinpoint an episode. I mean, maybe the premiere. I can't pinpoint an episode that had me, one, on the edge of my seat, and two, just gobsmacked by 46 minutes of TV in
Okay.
season 2. It was nothing that moved me one way or the other. It was like, oh, okay, we got an answer to that. Huh. Everything was just more so. Oh, I was having this conversation at dinner the other night. Everything is so lukewarm this season. And
Okay.
it's
That's
not,
fair.
and it's not just Paradise though. And it very well could be a Ray P thing, because I feel like almost everything I'm watching is not holding up to the first season right now. Everything in season 2 is lackluster for me right now. So that's Paradise, that's The Pit, That's the last thing he told me. That's Monarch. Like, I'm just not, the stories are not storylining enough for me right now in their season 2 era. Every season 2 is in this flop era right now. I don't know.
And that's
It could
strange
be
because it
me.
used to
It could be
be.
me in my stressed era. So I can't dig it. You know.
What that's interesting, just because coming up, season twos are usually considered some of the best. Because season one, they find their footing, and then season two, they kind of nail everything that worked all into one. You think a lot of the older shows. When I say older, I mean early 2000s, even the 90s, like stuff takes like Martin. But yeah, I think there's a bigger conversation to be had there, just with the fact of how, or just with how television works now, and how we're getting so many shows. Sterling K. Brown recently talked about this, how instead of network television, they would get their money from ads. So they put you on as much as they could. They get the advertising money. Now streamers are trying to find so many new shows. So they're creating all this stuff. And I don't know if they really have a game plan or a vision for actually crafting the TV show. So I don't know. Either way, I'm excited for season 3 of Paradise. I'm glad that we know it's the last season.
Yeah.
Because that's going to help. This is the grand finale, in my opinion. I think they know how to hook us if they want to. I just think this season was a necessary, I don't want to say necessary evil, but I'll use it. I think it was a necessary evil to get us to the grand finale.
Yeah, it's just the catalyst to the finale.
And they tried to make it as interesting as they could. It just wasn't all the way that. So, yeah.
It just didn't curl all the way over. It's okay. There were great elements to it. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for. But I'm excited to see what we get in the final season of Paradise.
No doubt. Well, if we go ahead and just get started with some of the big stuff that happened and discuss that, I guess the number one place to start is Alex. That was the thing that we talked about, and just trying to figure out what it was. We both predicted that we could see some AI, and that's exactly what it is. So Alex is AI. And we kind of see, I forget the doctor's name, but we see him at the beginning at Caltech. And we get our first introduction of Link meeting him. And Link had already built his first, I forget the name of it, what they call it. All-to-all, I believe. All-to-all computer that gave it a brain. And the professor knows they have something big. And then we see Sinatra meeting him. She wants to build the computer because she knows about the climate crisis, wants to get ahead of it. And just like real life, there becomes a moment where we need to shut this thing down. It's becoming way too smart. It's predicting things. It also answered a question that it would take a supercomputer the time of the universe, the time of as long as the universe has been around. It answered that question under 10 seconds, and we hadn't even asked the question yet. So we know Alex's strength and his power, and obviously is named after Alex. So we're kind of right in both of those senses. But what we didn't know was that Alex is 100 miles away from the bunker, in his own bunker underneath Colorado. And it's also predicting that Sinatra was going to die, gave her the username or the user card, all of this stuff. And then we know Xavier is tasked with saving the world by going to this bunker, which is, of course, going to be a big part of season 3. What was your response, or how did you feel about the way they kind of introduced Alex and kind of describe what it was to us? Was it something that you were cool with? Is it something you could have done without?
Unmoved. It answered the question. Okay, yes, this is a computer. This is an AI system. Hey, co-pilot. This is that.
Right.
So Alex being not in the Paradise bunker makes sense, because something of this magnitude, you really do need it out the way. And so I don't know if you know, so it's supposed to be under Denver Airport. I don't know if you know, but there is lore of Denver Airport having an undercover.
I've heard this before.
Life force bunker society, like that is a thing. And so it's very interesting that not only is the Paradise bunker in Colorado, but now here is another element to the lore surrounding the Denver airport. So I thought that was a fun little thing because I do think it's definitely some shit down there, and something to it. So
In real life,
in real life, yeah, oh for sure.
I've heard it before, and I never. Maybe it's life experiences where I've
Mm-hmm.
lived enough to never take anything as just talk.
Face
Like I
value,
think
yeah.
when, yeah, I think there's probably some truth to that. I know the Blue Horse. I know the
Mm-hmm.
locals call it Lucifer. That's outside the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some stuff about that. We're not that kind of podcast, y'all. We're
Yeah.
not gonna get here into like break down the symbols and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. But if you are into that, Google it and look it up and kind of the connections between that Blue Horse and the underground world and Denver and all of this stuff, how it relates to Paradise. But yeah, I just it makes sense with where the show was going. I don't know what Alex's ultimate role is. It sounds like once again Endgame, Infinity, Marvel Endgame, where all this stuff has already happened. We're just kind of playing catch up. And like I said, I don't know what they're going to do with these different versions.
Mm-hmm.
So, are there multiple versions of Xavier? Are there multiple versions of all these different people?
Mm-hmm.
Sinatra, all that. I don't. The show set it up to where it doesn't matter if someone's actually passed on the show, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to come back in flashback scenes. Is President Cal still alive in one of these different scenarios? Is Billy still alive in one of these? I have no idea. What did you think about the bunker getting blown up? Like just this is kind of the place where we've come to live for the past couple of seasons, in a sense. But now it's going. What do you think about just the overall symbolism of this world is being destroyed?
Well, in the maybe in the penultimate, Sinatra leads us to believe and understand that this bunker is not forever.
Yeah,
And it was not meant to last forever. We knew that at some point we would be back in the real world. Was I expecting it to be blown up in the finale? No.
yeah,
But did I know that it would come? Its demise would come? Yeah. So yes, this is another cataclysmic event, and so now what are we preparing for? Are the people, the 10,000 who came to shake shit up at the bunker, will they now become the leaders because they've survived outside for 3 years, and now the 2,500 paradisans are are now
yeah,
forced to deal with the elements in a way that they have not been accustomed to because they have been under a lamplight and false sun and this, that, and the third with amenities, and that the people who've been in the trenches just have not. So they are softer and really unprepared to just kind of be out here.
yeah.
That's it.
Um, yeah, that's a great. I didn't think of it in that sense where they're just it's a different element compared to the people who are out.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, I can't remember who it was, mentioned maybe one of those scientists about how the world is going to be after
Mm-hmm.
everything happened. Like, yeah, people can still live, but there's even going to be other events after this. I can't recall, so I don't remember, but maybe that comes into play as we continue
Mm-hmm.
to move forward. It was a little bit lackluster because from the outside sense, because we had Link and his crew
Mm-hmm.
that were whole goal was to make it to Colorado, and it
Mm-hmm.
made it kind of seem like this invasion of the bunker, and we about to take over. And
Mm-hmm.
they were on their way out anyway because of Exodus and Dr. Gabby making that call. I don't know. Something about that just seemed a little cheap, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, this is your whole mission to come out here, everybody to train, all of y'all coming back to Colorado. And we never really knew what was going to happen when they got
Once
there,
they
other
got
than,
there, right.
yeah, were they just trying to overthrow the city? Were they trying to get in so they can live? I don't know. We know Jeremy, of course, was trying to let people out. So
Right.
it was kind of one of those things where you knew that the bunker wasn't going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I enjoyed the execution, but I'm not mad at the result because it was always leading that way anyway.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And so we get this scenario, okay. They've invaded. We don't know what their true demands are other than Link Dylan wanting Alex.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it. Okay. Xavier find Sinatra. We figure out the kids are missing because we can see all the cameras, as to which we knew this.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out where the key, where Hadley and Presley are. The last time Xavier and Sinatra saw each other, he was ready to blow her brains out. And so now
Mm-hmm.
these two people have to work together for the fate of their children. A thing that bothered me is, okay, they get here, and yes, I need your help, quote unquote, but there's no way in West Heaven or Hell that if I'm Xavier, I'm pulling Hadley out first.
Nah, not at all. That's a great point. That's a great point.
There is absolutely no way that I'm leaving my baby down in the trenches of this bunker that is literally coming apart, bursting at the seams to save Sinatra's daughter first. Yes, the children are innocent. However, this is another instance of where I'm questioning Xavier's thought process in his mind, because this lady tried to kill your baby.
Is this the right Xavier? That's the only way I can even recognize. Because take Xavier, the Secret Service agent, out of it. Just the dad of it. Like, you get your
Mhm.
child. Like, that's just that instinct. I'm not a parent, obviously, but I say obviously because we said that numerous times on there. But
Yeah,
I just, it doesn't make sense.
it doesn't. It makes no sense to me. I'm getting my baby out of there first, and then I'm gonna get your child, and we can figure it out. I meet Annie, or Dylan Link. He helped save Presley and Hadley and Xavier, because again, the bunker is literally coming down. We all join together as a family to get on up out of here. Xavier tells him, I met Annie. I got your white baby.
Yeah.
She's
Which I
safe.
like that. That was actually one of my favorite scenes in the episode.
Really?
Yeah, just the whole realization of how they connect. Like, I don't know what Link's true. Let me put it like this. Link doesn't scare me, So I
Hmm.
never thought that he was going to cause any harm. Like, if
Hmm.
Alex, it's almost like taking to Alex. My answer would be, or what? Like, well, you ain't gonna do shit. I don't believe you're gonna do shit. So
Ooh.
it never came across that way for me. Not with Link. Maybe as the whole, maybe you got the army with you, but I don't think you personally are built like that. And not saying that he's soft or anything. I just think he's smart enough to know that killing any of them is not going to lead him to what he needs. And they came all the way for Alex.
Yeah, I
So
think
I
so.
just didn't see him as a threat. But I do like the fact that they made that connection, which started in episode 1. Back to
Hmm.
here, we got Annie, we got the baby, we got the whole Xavier of it all, how he got involved, and just the flashback that we've been seeing Xavier have kind of throughout the season, like seeing Link and knowing once again which Xavier is this. I don't know. That's why I don't like this time travel shit, because I shouldn't have to think about shit like that.
You just did something. I am surprised that you are not, I don't want to say afraid of Link, but don't have different feelings towards him. I don't put anything past any of those people who have to survive the end of the world. And Link is desperate, and knows what's at stake, and knows the truth of Alex and all that it can do, is doing, will do. There's a level that of desperation that comes with knowledge. I'm
But he
desperate.
doesn't
I
know where
wrote,
Alex is.
it
And I
don't
think that's
matter.
the part. I
Y'all
think
know
that's the
where
part
he
that's
is.
but that's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna do nothing to me because I know where Alex is.
Desperation. If you don't
You know
know,
what I mean?
there's somebody else out here who can tell me. If you won't do it, okay, now your leader is dead. Now who's next? I don't know. I'm surprised, but I don't know.
I just think that he's smart. I don't think he runs off emotion.
Hmm.
I actually think he's almost a version of Sinatra in his own sense, just not as cold. Like I think he has the muscle to get what he
Mm-hmm.
needs done,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he personally is going to be the one. He'll move the chess pieces, but he won't actually lay the hammer because I just don't think his brain operates like that. I just think he really looks at everything logically, and he
Okay.
probably knows if anybody knows about Alex, which is why he went straight to Sinatra. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody outside, he's told them about Alex, but he knows because he built it. Like I
Yeah.
built the original version of this, and it grew into something else. I know you
Mm-hmm.
were the one that came in. I know you're the one that had my guy killed.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know where Alex is, and I know he probably thinks I know you Sinatra well enough to where you're not going to share this information with anybody.
Yeah.
You got your own little setup for it. So where's Alex? And on top of that, this whole place is coming down, so
Mm-hmm.
it can't be here. And if it's not here, I can't find it maybe without you. And I don't have any paperwork or anything to go through because all this place is about to explode. So I just
Mm-hmm.
didn't. And that's just now. This is me talking. Like I'm not saying that that's working for everybody, but I personally standing there would be like, "Yo, it's one of those situations where you need me alive."
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that in TV plenty of times, and I think it works out because usually after you get the information, that person goes anyway.
Yeah.
But it buys them a little time, and it's a little bit of TV magic to where I just like Link, you need us right now to find your shit. And I don't know. I want to get your thoughts. What do they do? Like, what do they do now that this bunker's exploded? When I say they, I mean Link and the crew that he brought with them. Are they? Does Xavier let them know that he knows where Alex is, and it's his duty to go back to it? And then that maybe the conflict is that they want to destroy Alex versus activating. I don't know. I don't know what their storyline is going to be going into season 3. It seemed like
Well,
their whole purpose was to get to the bunker.
consider all those flashbacks or visions that Xavier is having with Link. Those are not in the bunker. I believe those are on the trek to Alex at Denver
Okay.
Airport.
Okay. So the let me ask you in this way: are we going to narrow down or guys tighten up on the characters where it's more focused on Link and maybe a couple other people? Like, because OG is gone, his OG
Uh-huh.
was out of here.
But the rest of those characters didn't
I
matter
don't know.
anyways. They were
That's what I'm
ancillary.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, so do we even have most of them headed? I don't. This
No,
goes
they're
back to what
not.
I said at
No,
the
no, no,
very
no, no.
beginning.
They're not coming with Xavier and Alex. I mean, Xavier and Dylan to stop Alex. They're not going. That is a two-man mission to
Yeah.
save the world. Maybe there's some science and some data and whatnot that Terry can help with because okay, we've gotten her. We can't get rid of her in season 3, and somebody has got to stay with those children. Whatever
Yeah.
it is that they decide to do.
I I think as I'm thinking about these questions, I think what's really happening is me trying to figure out what season 3 is going to look like. And I can't do it. I just don't have any idea because what is everybody? It feels like the main thing is to go to Denver with Alex. And all right, that's a 2-man mission. Am I invested enough outside of the bunker with everybody out now? Am I invested enough to care about what everybody else is doing? I don't know. I guess that's my own personal thing that I'm thinking about. Like, what are you going to have them do that I care about? All I
I
care
don't
about right
know.
now is what's going on.
But I think that's
So,
the plot hole of season 2 because there should be something for us to be anticipating outside of this one storyline. There should be something about plot B, plot C, dare I say,
yeah,
that is going to bring us back in. Is it the fact that Jane is not dead? She wasn't at the shower when they panned back. Okay.
right.
Is Sinatra truly dead? The same way Xavier was able to find another way out once the bunker collapsed, because again, he's been there. He knows the ins and the outs. He snuck out when he went on his solo plane mission. I would have to believe that both Sinatra and Jane also know another way out the back or up
Yeah,
under, and if Sinatra truly is dead, then Jane, you know what I'm saying? She's not dead.
for sure.
We'll
For
figure
sure.
that out. Nobody else, what Robinson has going on, Terry reuniting with the kids. they didn't even give a fuck that she was back. Not that
Yeah,
I
it was
was
okay.
thinking I haven't seen my mom in 3 years.
It kind of goes into what you mentioned. The whole family dynamic with them is a little bit.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's not believable on screen. It doesn't really translate that well because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that you go. Your dad just saved your life, and you haven't seen him in however long he's been going.
Yeah.
I know that's your boyfriend and shit, but I don't know if that
You ain't
reunion is
seen
that
him in a
short
couple
lived.
weeks, days.
Yeah,
You ain't seen your
and I
daddy
know
in,
it's
and you ain't seen your
yeah,
mama in years.
right. Yeah, like your mom. That's another big part of it. You ain't seen your mom in forever. You thought she was gone. So not to sound like the old man wagging his tail, I know what it's like to be a teenager and just your world is your world. I get that, but these are different circumstances, so it just felt a little bit off.
Let me tell you, it's Easter weekend. If I felt like RP Senior done resurrected, are you crazy?
Yeah,
You think I'm leaving her side for more than a second? Yeah, I'm gonna go see my boyfriend who I ain't seen in a couple of days, but baby, I'm coming right back.
yeah,
Your side.
yeah. I get
I'm
it.
coming to put my hand. Ooh, I'm coming to put my hands in your side. I'm coming to put my hands in your palm because I got to know that you're real. You're I'm full.
Hey, there you
That you're
go. Hey,
really
listen, you
here.
going?
Because I haven't seen my mother,
Yeah.
who I thought was dead. Ain't seen you in 3 years, not 3 days.
Oh, look at it. You in your bag. Go ahead, Rachel.
I haven't seen you in 3 years. And all I got is a cute hello. I'm
Yeah, I
worried
need a
about
little bit more than that.
kissing on Dylan. It ain't that much teenage love affair in All America. Like I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, and y'all was just pouting because you thought Xavier didn't make it out.
That part. Where is the joy?
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Did you care? Did you
No,
care about the Jeremy Robinson?
no,
The Jeremy Robinson of it all. He didn't leave her there to die.
no. That was heroic.
Gotcha.
Way for you not to leave a man behind. But the reality is, if you deal with somebody with children, especially at a particular age, take the side chick out of it. They are likely not going to like you in general. It's
Sure.
going to take some warming up.
Yeah.
Throw in, my parents are still very much married, despite whatever fucked up arrangement they have. As far as I know, because kids don't really know shit, you in the way of them being a happy couple, of you messing up our family dynamic, not understanding that your mom and daddy probably been not fucking with each other. This is no longer something of love, but out of obligation and convenience. And so here I am having to get my rocks off. You just don't know what your mama is doing. You don't know what other paramours and whatnot she has. She probably was fucking your granddaddy. Like,
She's a piece of shit.
the shit was weird. Okay. So I thought it was great that he came back to get her. But I don't know, again, to your one of your earlier points, I don't know what the story looks like for any of these people going into season 3.
Not only do I know what it looks like, I don't care.
Yeah. Okay, Robinson, she's gonna heal from this wound. You're safe. Okay.
Yeah. Let me make sure I say this clearly. I don't
Mhm.
care right now. I do believe that the show
Yeah.
will get me to a point where I do care about these
Yeah.
characters. However, you kind of back yourself into a hole, I feel like, with the main plot line
Mhm.
of only having one thing. At the end of season 1, there was still a lot of possibilities of
Yeah.
what that could look like. Now I feel like you backed yourself into a corner with the show. I'm not saying that they can't have interesting things for these other characters to do, but I don't know what this seems like. A very, even the way they lined up the talk between Sinatra and Xavier
Mhm.
at the end, because we see them talk, but we don't get the full conversation of what was said on the outside of that door until the end of the episode, and how he's user X and he needs to,
Mhm.
save the world, and she believes he's already done it, all of
Mhm.
that stuff. That's a one-man mission, it feels like, or two-man, as you said.
Yeah.
So how does everybody else even help him with that? You know what I mean? Like, and Xavier is just a go-getter. It's not like he's just some, average Joe. If anybody could do it, if we do want anybody to save the world, it's going to be him. Does he even need that help? Is that going to get in his way? I don't know.
Uh,
I do have faith, like I said, though. I want to make sure I'm clear on that.
maybe with the bunker blowing up now, the train system that they had that we saw Sinatra on at the top of the episode going to Denver, maybe that's affected. And so now we need the train conductor who got everybody from Atlanta to Colorado. Maybe we need her to do some shit to get the engineer, to get it back running so we can get here. But I mean, we did see them walking, so maybe it's just help trekking the tunnel. I just don't know. Terry and her mushrooms.
Yeah.
Maybe they all rebuild society. That's the only thing that I can really think of, is watching the rest of the world rebuild itself. And I don't know how they navigate, because the truth is, all of the quote unquote important people, colonels, generals, military scientists, genius, they all were in the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them survived. Howsoever, understanding human condition is knowing that they are not going to come out of that situation and relinquish any authority or power that they have. I think a potential plot point could be the bucking of the heads between the people who know how to survive and have survived, and who have become the de facto leaders of the free people. Not the free people. The wildlings who've been out here thriving and surviving in post-apocalyptic America. That could be interesting, because y'all don't know what it's like to be out here the way that it is now. Could be something. I don't know if it's enough to carry, but it could be something. I don't know what's going to carry the rest besides them getting to Denver. And the fact is, everybody can't go, so they have to have something for these people to be doing.
As you were talking, you sold me. I think I am interested in that. I am interested to see how those worlds and those people collide, like how they clash, and who the hierarchy, the power for the hierarchy, or just in general, as you said, just building a new society, because that's what this is. I thought about it, as you mentioned, not only just the generals and all that, but they had the boardroom full of the billionaires. That doesn't matter out here anymore. Like with that means zero. Ain't shit out here. Like, it's all survival skills and community. That's really what this is about. Your money, literally, there's no currency. Like, so seeing how that works, seeing them kind of make their way in the world, seeing the people who are in the bunker make their way in the world. Yeah, y'all driving out with cars and some of y'all walking, but ain't no gas. Like, y'all ain't about to go too far.
Right.
So all of this stuff that you thought, and I thought about Dr. Tarabi
pulling all of this stuff out of that car.
Yeah, because none of this shit matters, and she's right. It doesn't. Your car's not going to matter here shortly. So everything's going to have to be relearned and really learn how to survive. And if I'm somebody who was outside of the bunker, of course we're going to feel a way about shit. Y'all left us. Y'all left us for dead.
For dead, literally. And we didn't talk about it, but think about Terry, who didn't listen to her husband and got on that plane anyways to Atlanta when he told her ass to sit down. Here I am. I've gone through hell out here. I done been living with this crazy ass man, adopted this baby, been out here truly, truly, truly making do. I get to the bunker where I've been supposed to be all of this time. Y'all got water. Y'all got some sort of clean air, electricity.
2 Arby's.
2 Arby's. Y'all have all of the things, all of the comforts. And we really been out here in the trenches with nothing,
Yeah.
having to learn how to survive. And you guys have been living comfortably. Like, there, be it not for Xavier in season one going rogue and playing with the sky and this, that, and the third, I don't think those people really knew what the fuck was going on. You know what I'm saying? Or that you might know it's not a real sky, but you don't know it's not a real sky until you see the lights flickering and the bulbs and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I'm Terry, I'm completely flabbergasted by all of this. If I'm the rest of the people coming from the train and wherever else, and candidly, they didn't even see the fullness therein of the bunker.
That's you know what? I think that's that. I'm sorry, real quick.
Mhm.
I think that's a small gripe I have. Like I said earlier, I made it all the way here. I wanted y'all to. I wanted to see the emotions of seeing all y'all living good. Like shit, it was chaos once they got there. I wanted to see
Mhm.
them with the anger and
Mhm.
disappointment or the uh, sadness, even all
Yeah.
of it. So yeah,
Well, maybe we see that in season 3, and Terry is one of the leaders of that because she is trusted with the trains people. She got them there. She had information on the bunker, but having information is not the same thing as seeing it in its development in operation.
yeah,
I know this exists. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know that this exists. I get here. Oh shit. This is what it was. This is where I was supposed to be, but instead I'm out here. That's trauma and drama, not just
yeah,
for the rest of the populace, but also here comes internal familial conflict. Cause this how you living, honey. I mean, thankfully the kids were safe, but I'm out here basically dead to the bed, desperately seeking you, desperately trying to find. And we know Xavier was trying to get back to her, like we know, but it just doesn't. The desperation doesn't look the same if I'm looking at how I had to get it out the mud to come find you. And this is kind of what y'all been having going on. I think herein lies point of contention. And now we saw at the end of the episode Xavier introduced Terry to Dr. Tarabi. This is my therapist.
mm-hmm.
Don't say
Real
that.
quick,
Uh-huh.
it's not even just that moment. That was a highlight. The moment before that was the one when he has that little quiet time with Dr. Tarabi. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad you made it back. I'm really happy. Like there was, it emphasized the fact that there's still something there, at least from her end. I don't
For
think with him,
sure.
we know Xavier's whole focus is Terry, and I don't think Xavier doesn't strike me as any kind of love triangle. There's not going to be any of that. Like that happened and it was over. He felt bad about it at the time, but she, who I thought was going to kind of keep it a little bit more G or kind of wave it off, I guess in the end of the world, things really
In the
start mattering a
world.
little bit more. Yeah, so she's happy to see it,
He's
and she wasn't expecting him to come back with his wife.
she was
Um,
not. And also consider this. Tarabi has been alone this whole time. Other
yeah,
than her relationship with Sinatra and later Xavier, she's not developed friendships with these people. All you
yeah,
have is what you've come to develop with this man, the physical interactions of two people who are lonely and dealing with the end of the world. Of course, we're going to connect.
yeah.
You go, I missed you. I can't wait to tell you what's all that has happened since
Since you've
you've
been
been
gone,
gone.
since you've been gone.
Here
All
is our
right.
session. I'm happy to see you, big, tall, strong black man, looking good. Oh, this is your wife. Oh, huh. Okay. What the fuck? Terry walks up. Xavier, again, this is my wife. Shut your damn mouth. Don't say shit. But as a woman, Terry has to.
Women's intuition is undefeated.
She has to have her wheels turning about this, but also just consider the contrast in situation. Tarabi is attractive. Gary looks like shit and is a fucking incel. Here is this beautiful, attractive woman who's been with my husband in intimate settings, while therapeutic as far as I know, or as far as what's being presented. The likelihood of Xavier being able to move on, even if it was just one sexual encounter, is totally different than what Terry had to deal with.
Yeah.
Dylan and Annie are attractive. And I know desperate times call for desperate measures, but it's not shit about Gary. If I'm holding out hope for my husband, fine ass Xavier Collins, Sterling K. Brown, then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fuck with Gary just because it ain't shit else out here. We're gonna come across somebody else that look and feel like something I would like to get involved with. And it's not that. And so now having that in the back of my mind, here is my husband with this beautiful woman.
And women know when they nigga acting weird.
Yeah, it's more than an ocean. So again, I mean, cue season 3 conflict, point of contention.
It's 100%.
Tarabi doesn't want to just solely back off. And think back to season 1, even before he and Tarabi had sex, there was a connection. There was an attraction and an element of something that just Gary and Terry were cool. We're friends. Thank you for saving my life. I'm beholden to you for that. But that chemistry is not there. And Gary may feel it because you just are not used to people talking to you. You just made a friend. I'm a previous functioning member of society. I know how to deal with people. You don't have that. And I watch my husband, aside from being in a bunker, your life isn't that different than what it was pre-end of the world.
Yeah.
Yes, you're surviving, but you've had every comfort, every amenity, every good thing except for me. I appreciate your love for me, that your mission was to come find me once you knew that I was alive.
Yeah.
But you did believe me to be dead. And your life has moved accordingly, you know.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really, that wasn't highlighted in my or emphasized in my brain until you brought it up. But yeah, even from who they had to choose from, the inside to the outside was completely different. And I think that really hit when she was looking at
razors
the wall.
to shave.
It really hit when they were looking at the wall, when when Dr. Terry was looking at the wall and saw the heights and stuff like that, just how much she's missed.
Yeah,
it was more than just the family. It was everything. I missed all of this stuff for years. I had to really get it out the trenches. I'm actually surprised she's not surprised, I guess, but as we get into season 3, I wouldn't be shocked if there was more of these differences between the Dr. Terry that they knew or he knew compared to who she is now. And of course, like we said, that's definitely going to come back up. This whole Dr. Tarabi thing, even if it's not a big thing, I don't think it's going to cause any kind of super friction. I don't think it's going to turn very salacious. But and bro, you left them alone. You left them with, bro. What the fuck are you doing? No, you coming with me. Like, what are you doing? I'm not leaving y'all to talk about shit.
His mind is gone. The fate of the end of the world changes you. We get here, we did all of this to get back together, but because of the things we've seen and experienced over these last 3 years, we can't quite get us back together.
Yeah.
Our dynamic is a little bit different because we're different. There's no way for us not to be. And now I'm harboring resentment for the life that you've been able to live. They haven't missed any meals. They
Yeah.
are not scratching and surviving. I've been building shit out of fungus pie
Yeah.
to survive. Being okay, healthy, but malnourished, because what the fuck? Here y'all are with everything.
It's rough. They got a lot to talk about.
They got a lot to talk about. They got a
They
lot
got
to
a lot
talk
to talk
about.
about. And I think we talked about a lot. I
Yeah.
don't think there's anything else that we most of our conversation would just lead into our continuation of
Mhm.
trying to figure out what's going to happen in season 3. But I think we kind of predicted the things that will maybe highlight it, or at least a good start. I've said it, and I want to say it again. It's okay having more questions than answers,
Yeah.
and that's what season 2 was. It wasn't season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I am very interested to look back. And I thought about doing this recently, but this is the second show we've kind of done this on. This is to a much Paradise is to a much lesser degree
Mm-hmm.
than what we felt about this other conversation. But I recently had the urge to go back and rewatch the last season of White Lotus,
Oh, okay.
just to see if we were right.
That's probably something I'll never rewatch. I would be very curious to your experience.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm there yet. It'll
I'll watch
probably
season
be
4, but
Yeah, for sure. I think so. I
Mhm.
think once season 4 is about to come out, I'll rewatch season 3, just to see what I think about it. Because I want to rewatch the whole thing, but I can't rewatch 1 and 2. I gotta watch 3 first, because 3
Yeah,
is that's the
awful.
one I didn't like the most. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, Rachel, I've appreciated these conversations.
For sure.
Paradise took a different turn, and like I said, we've watched it turn into a completely different show in 2
Mhm.
seasons, where we started and where we're ending right now. Um, Shout out to Dan Fogelman. Shout out to Sterling K. Brown. I think
For sure.
they're gonna have it all laid out for us, mapped out. I hope that it
Mhm.
is 8 episodes of pure heat.
For sure.
But it's gonna be about another year. They're supposed to go in production this month,
Oh,
so
okay. That's what's
we should be
up.
getting it in a year's time. February of 2027. I'd imagine we get season 3 and call it a day.
Yeah. God bless that.
No doubt. Anything else before we get out of here?
Do you listen to the companion podcast at all?
No, I try not to, just for the sake of not wanting to.
Of not
But
wanting
now
to?
I think I
Yeah.
probably should. I probably should, just to get some talking points. But
I didn't watch it through the season, but I want to shout out Ryan Michelle Bethay because this morning I was watching a couple of them after I did my last rewatch of the finale. Good stuff. Good stuff
yeah,
to hear the actor's perspective.
I love
So
it.
shout out to
Yeah, I
her.
like stuff like that. Yeah, so I might start maybe season 3. I will just
Mhm.
implement it and just take what I can without getting my own thoughts,
Jumbled.
muddled in there. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back soon. We already told y'all we'll do the what's Ray watching.
Oh God, yeah.
Probably in about a couple weeks or so. Yeah, probably about a couple weeks. That way it gives a little bit of time to breathe, and then we'll, make sure the feed's back jumping again. Culture Garden will be back next week, so
Yes.
we'll make sure we're there. Also, are we discussing? Euphoria?
No.
Okay, got you. All right, I figured as much. Just wanted to make sure. The Denzel meme. I'm like,
Oh
we
yeah.
didn't talk about it, but I was like, man, I hope she don't
Uh,
want to talk about Euphoria.
mm,
It's just too much, man. It's too much. The world is too
yeah.
much to be talking about Euphoria every single week. All right, we'll have a show, or y'all let us know if there's anything y'all do
Let
want
us
us
know
to
if there's
cover.
anything coming down the pipeline. I kind of went through my little Apple, but your friends and neighbors, or your neighbors and friends, whatever it's called, that came back
Yeah, that came back
yesterday.
Friday.
Or
We got
Friday.
one more. We got one more episode of Shrinking. I'm sure
One
we'll
more
talk
episode
about
of
that
Shrinking.
on the
Shrinking is so good
what's.
this season.
It's so good. Talk about, you mentioned earlier. I know Shrinking's not on season 2, but
That's why I left
Shrinking
them
is
off
one of
that
those
list.
rare. Shrinking is one of those rare shows that's
Mhm.
all their seasons are good, and just I can't wait for the finale and how things are leading.
For sure.
So yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Let us know. I know for sure. The only thing I know for sure is June with House of the Dragon season 3.
Mhm.
but I'm sure we'll have something else on this feed before then.
Yeah.
So don't you worry. Make sure you stay subscribed. We'll fill it in. Check us out at Culture Garden in the meantime. And like I said, in a couple weeks, we'll let y'all know everything we've been watching. And that's it.
That's it. That's all. Thank y'all for watching and listening, staying subscribed. Share your thoughts, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend and tell a friend. We appreciate you. Happy Easter, happy resurrection weekend. He is risen. Shout out to Dawn Staley. Peace.
Hey, shout out to Don. We out. Peace.